I'll introduce our guest here. First to my left here, on your left as well. He's half the man he used to be. And that's not a bad thing. And he's a little bit like Cher and Madonna. He goes by one name. It's Jared from Subway. Jared?
Thank you.
Well, Cher and Madonna. In the middle,
he's nothing like Cher or Madonna.
he's bigger. I think he's got more Twitter followers. In the middle with the Subway, number 99 Ford, Carl Edwards. And on the far end, our Grand Marshal from Portland, Oregon, with stop-offs with the Black Shirts in Nebraska, the Cornhusker football, the number one draft pick of the Detroit Lions. He's turned that city upside down. Ndamukong Su. And I hope, did I say it correctly?
Yes, very good.
There is a press release, so you'll have the actual spelling of Ndamukong Su. And I have to ask you first and foremost, how many different ways have you heard it pronounced?
Probably about a million different ways since I started coming out of college. So
I was going to say kindergarten, the first day of kindergarten. What did the teacher say?
She said, "What's her last name?"
I'll go ahead. We're going to open up the floor here to questions in just a minute. But Ndamukong, how excited are you? Or is this your first foray into NASCAR?
No, this is not. This is actually my third race that I've been lucky enough to attend. I obviously get the chance to watch it on TV a little bit, but last actually spring around this time I was in Vegas, and then I was also at the MIS when I came out as a rookie. So I've had some good turnages around and enjoyed it.
Have you talked to Carl about maybe getting in the car and taking a few hot laps?
I looked at inside his car earlier today. I don't think I'll be able to fit.
Any advice?
Keep eating that Subway.
Yeah, true. I might be able to I'll slim down a little, but I don't know if the Lions would be too happy about that.
Obviously, we love our partnership with Subway. What's the process now? Have you got your own sandwich going now? There was some talk about maybe making one specifically for you.
A little bit of a process of that. Hopefully something with Thanksgiving coming around, because we have the big Thanksgiving game. So excited about it, but not officially just yet.
You look at some of the body types in the media, it's be perfect for us. We love that kind of stuff. Jared, what's keeping you busy these days? I know you've been running marathons and running around the country.
Did the marathon a little over a year ago, the New York City Marathon. Still traveling with Subway 200-plus days a year as a spokesperson. It's now been 13 years that I've been with Subway, and I've gotten to do a lot of really neat stuff. Obviously, I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, so grew up a big racing fan, and with the Subway partnership, got really to know NASCAR real well, and obviously getting a chance to work with Carl now the last few years has been fantastic, really rooting him on, and hoping the 99 car is going to go far this year.
And Carl, how about your relationship with these two great guys?
It's a lot of fun. It's really an honor to get to drive for Subway. I have enjoyed Subway for a long time. So and before I go any further, Randy promised you guys some Subway cards, and we have them here. There they are, right there. So they're actually here. So they're
Subway cash cards.
They happen. So there's free sandwiches for everyone.
No such thing as a free lunch.
As long as you spell Subway right, we're okay.
We want them to spell Ndamukong.
Yeah. But I think we've got a really good car for today. I didn't do a very good job qualifying, but the car is very good, so we should have a good time. And just looking forward to this race. I love racing out here.
We love having you. Any questions from the media up here? Right down here in the middle, we've got a couple of gentlemen who are passing the microphone around.
My name's Jeff Gluck from SBNation.com. Just wondering, with the news about the Saints bounties and stuff this week, what's your reaction to that? And do you think that that's widespread in the NFL more than just beyond New Orleans?
It's unfortunate to hear these things come out. Me personally, I don't take part in those things, and knowing my teammates and knowing our coaches, we don't allow that. But I mean, I understand it's a tough situation the commissioner has to deal with in the NFL, and as he has in the past, he's going to deal with it obviously with a stiff hand as he does in the past. So I mean, just forward, hopefully people can learn from the mistakes and just make an example out of it.
Right there in the middle. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, hi. Ndamukong, I'm Louis Frank. I write for Reuters and Auto Week and Speed Week. If you can't fit in Carl's car, he's done some interesting things in the past. Has he offered to help you jump off buildings in Las Vegas or any of his other stunts?
We haven't talked about it yet.
I was getting around to that, all right?
Maybe sometime soon we'll be able to get when he has some time resting from when but he gets done in November, so he has to come check out a game in Detroit.
That would be fun to go to a game. I'd enjoy that. That would be really cool.
What about getting him to a little football?
Nah, and that's up to him if he wants. I'll teach him a little bit. He just can't be a quarterback. That's it. That's the only thing he can't be. He can play on the defensive side with me though.
He broke his foot playing frisbee.
Yeah. I would need a big helmet, lots of pads.
Any other questions here in the audience? We got some right back here.
I know that NASCAR and drivers such as Carl have foundations and charitable activities that they're involved with. I'm just wondering, Ndamukong, what have you been involved with that gives back to the community like that?
For me specifically, I've always had a big influence and understand where I'm coming from and how I got to where I am. I donated a lot of money back down to the University of Nebraska, which I think was a huge reason why I'm where I'm at right now in my life. One of the big things that I'm working on with actually partnering with Nike, hopefully get it done, is getting my high school returfed, and I make sure their football program is always taken care of. And one thing that I've always understood is education is the most valuable thing. Football is never going to be there for me after obviously I retire and all those things, and it'll be great to play. But one of the things that I did with my foundation, we have a reoccurring scholarship that will allow kids to go to Nebraska, and I graduated engineering, so it'll be going for that college.
Question back here on the left as well. I'll ask you this. Branding in sports and obviously in NASCAR is tremendous. You've got an unbelievable brand. Nebraska Cornhusker football. You can't go anywhere without anybody, calling the black shirts. Detroit now, you've put the Lions back on the map, and now with Subway. Which one do you get torn between?
There you go, right there's the car going by.
Subway car's going right by right now.
Did you time this out?
We timed this perfectly.
We scheduled this perfectly.
Pan the cameras over there to the...
It's pretty tough for me. I'm very close to Nebraska, and but obviously having a new home in Detroit and that city really embracing me when I first got there, those are the two I really fight the most with. But for me, I'm lucky enough I get to pick and choose in the right ones, and it's funny that actually I didn't even know this, but I just heard that Nebraska's engineering program had a big input in the involvement of the safety barrier for the rings out here. So I know you're not going to be hitting into, but any of those other cars, they'll be safe due to Nebraska and the engineering program.
It's all brought together. We've got a question back here in the front row.
Yeah, Ndamukong, Drew Davison with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Obviously, the Combine was last week. Is there any position you'd like to see or any particular player you'd like to see the Lions take in the draft here in a little over a month?
I'm always rooting for Husker to come join us. We have a lot of Huskers myself. Kyle Vandenbosch is actually going to be out here, another player that I get to play on the defensive line with in our center. But honestly, one of our philosophies is always finding the best player that's left in the draft. We're obviously the 23rd or 24th pick, I think, and so we just got to wait and see where we fall, and we need some help in some areas, and hopefully that a good player will be there that we can pick.
Over here on your left.
Carl Becca Gladden, I'd like to ask you a question about PIR over here. Is that okay?
Takes real good eyes to drive a race car.
At the 1 mile length, do you guys consider this a short track, and has the repaving and reconfiguration made it have more characteristics of an intermediate track?
Those are very good questions. Yes, we think of this as a short track. That corner down there, turns 1 and 2. It's very tight, and there's a lot of action that happens down there. But with the repave, it does drive a little smoother. There's more precision involved. You can't move the car around quite as much, and the aerodynamic part of the sport comes into play more. So it has made it feel like a bigger track, this repave.
Question right down here in the second row.
Seth Livingstone from USA Today. And Ndamukong, going back to the Saints situation, how common do you think that is across the NFL? How prevalent are things like that?
To be honest with you, I can't answer that question. I really don't know. I'm only in the Lions locker room. I have other friends that play at other teams, obviously, but I really don't know much about it. And like I said before, we don't do it at the Lions. Excuse me.
You never say, let's go get the quarterback today?
I always say that. We always have a band as a team and as a unit, especially the defensive line, that we always want to be able to be the first guys to get to the quarterback. But we're not. For me personally, and I know my teammates, we don't want to put anybody out, and especially me. I would never want anybody to target me to take me out. So why would I do it against somebody else?
Now, Carl, you've done this with Michael Strahan, who had some affiliation with the Giants, and now you with the Lions here. Do you have to pick and choose and decide which team you're going to root for?
No, I don't. I don't. I enjoy the sport of football. All right.
The Lions are your favorite team today?
Yeah. Right now, the Lions are my favorite team.
Jared,
if anybody says otherwise,
I'm from Indianapolis.
they're wrong.
The Colts are still my team, but we're in a bit of a rebuilding year.